to the world of colors. I'm Colors. Today we're going to be making the most adorable Easter bunnies. They're right over here. We've got Flopsy, Topsy, her sister, and today we're gonna make Hopsy, the other sister. So there are gonna be three sisters Gnome. And I've got all the supplies here on my table that we're gonna use, and I'll be right back in a moment to tell you about it. We're gonna need a set of rabbit ears. Then I'm using this rabbit ears headband that I got at the grocery store because I couldn't find them at Dollar Tree yet. So those will be real cute. I'm using a couple of flower roses in pink from the Dollar Tree. And then I'm going to use a 1-ply jute to tie off the rubber bands. And then 4 pom-poms. Those are about 2-inch pom-poms. And then the tail that you can get at Dollar Tree, or you can make this yourself. Just like we make the noses, you can make the tail. And we're gonna use some blush. We're gonna use 2 3.5-inch by 6-inch long pieces of white fur. I wanted to show you how we did the little babies on here. Put the little babies on the bottom of the rabbits here. They came from Dollar Tree on sticks, and I just broke them off the sticks and put the little babies around the bottom. They're real cute. So look for those at Dollar Tree. And then we're going to use an 11 by 11-inch tall hat by 10-inch wide. So we need 2 of those. And then we'll need 1 9 by 9-inch piece of off-white fleece. All my dogs are coming down here to see what's going on, so that's the noise you hear. We're going to use a 15 by 30-inch piece of fleece for the body. And I've got, this is a blizzard fleece from Joann's with the snails on it. And we're going to use some polyester fiber fill, probably this little Easter basket. I'm kind of hemming and hawing on what this little bunny's going to be holding. So we're going to save that for the end for sure, what we're going to use. We're going to use some flat marbles, some twinkle sparkles for the twinkles on the nose and the hands. And some red paper ribbon. We're gonna make a green backdrop to the flower on the hat with these 4 by 4 inch pieces of felt, green felt. So you want 3 of those. And then I may use this piece here that you get from the Dollar Tree and have Hopsy holding eggs instead of the basket. I haven't decided yet, so I might do that at the end. So those are the supplies we're going to use. I'm going to get those cleared out of my way, and I'll be right back to start. So I wanted to show you Flopsy. This is how she looks. She's really a huggable bunny. And this is the little baby bunnies. We're just putting those up around the outside of them. And this is Topsy, her sister. This is what it looks like if you make your own tail and you don't have one from Dollar Tree and you make it yourself. It looks just as cute. So that's Topsy, and I've got those 2 together. And then today we're going to be making Hopsy, and I want to put the 3 of them in my foyer is the plan. So the little babies go up like that. I don't know, it takes a second to get them to stand up like that. So that's how they look. And we'll get started in just a moment. Start by taking out your 15 by 30-inch piece of fleece. And like I said, this is blizzard fleece from Joann's that has the snails in it. And you want to take your fleece and turn it wrong side out like that, and then glue together the ends, the 15-inch sides. You want to glue those together. This over here so you can see. And we're just gonna run a bead of glue up about 1/4 of an inch back. I'm going to lay that right in there, like that, and I'll let that set up. So now that you have this glued all the way across here and it's all set up, you can just take it in your hands like this and just start bunching up the end of it. Just like that. And then just take your rubber band I can go one more time. Make it nice and tight around there. And then you want to take your 1-ply jute and tie it around. And I'll be right back with you. You want to take it and turn it right side out like that. Kind of spread it out on the bottom like that, and then find the seam and put that down on the table. You want the seam to be on the table there like that. And then you want to take your marbles and start putting your marbles along the seam so they're on the bottom of the bunny like that. See what I'm doing here? Just putting them in there like that. And then what you want to do next is to start taking your polyester fiber fill and just gently laying it inside the body, pushing it towards the back. You want to really stuff this good, and you want the marbles to stay on the bottom. So you just keep it right in the same position it is and keep putting your stuffing in there until you get to where you have just enough to close it off like we just did. We'll close it off, bunch it all off, and put a rubber band around it. So that's what I'll be doing, and I'll be right back with you. So I've got this rubber banded and tied with the 1-ply jute and knotted there. So it'll look like this. And then you want to just trim this up a little bit. About like that. And then we can go ahead and make the nose. You want to take out your 9x9 piece of off-white fleece. And we'll get some polyester fiber fill. Just kind of roll that up into a ball and put it in the middle of your fleece and push it up with your thumb. And then just take your rubber band and go around it like that as many times as you can. And then just cut that off. Now we'll glue this on. We've got our seam down here on the bottom, and we're gonna go ahead and, let me get my measuring tape. You've got about 5 inches from the stub to the top of the body. And we're gonna go about to the 3-inch mark and put the nose right like that. I've got quite a bit of glue on that. So I'll put it right about there and I'll let that set up and I'll be right back. Got the nose glued on, and the next thing I want to do is take out the fur for the ponytails. And you'll have 2 3.5 inch by 6 inch long pieces of fur. And you just want to take your glue gun and run a bead of glue along the edge here. Fold it halfway in. And then do the other side. I'm gonna let that set up and then I'm gonna do the other one. So I finished the ponytails and I tied a little red raffia bow around each one of them so they're ready to be glued on. But first I want to put a little blush on the nose. And then we'll glue on the ponytails. Just about like that. Those glued on like that. I'll I'll let that sit up and I'll glue on the other one. Got the ponytails glued on, and we're gonna go ahead and put the pom-poms on for the hands and feet. So you just want to take the pom-poms and we're gonna glue them close to where the bows are on both sides like that. I'm gonna have to hold this, then I'll do the other one. So I've got the hands on and I put a little blush on them, and I'm going to go ahead and glue the feet on next down here and let them set up. I'll put a little blush on them and then I'll be right back with you. Got the feet on and I put a little blush on them, and I'm going to turn it around now and do the tail on the back. Now this is a tail that I got at the Dollar Tree, and you just want to glue it on the back like that. I also found these tails at my grocery store, so if you can't find them at the Dollar Tree at the moment, you can try your grocery store or department stores like that. They're around. So we're going to go ahead and glue that on. And you can also make it yourself, just like I made the nose, only bigger. Use like an 11-inch by 11-inch square to make your tail, and make it just like I made the nose. Okay, we'll let this set up. Okay, I've got the tail on and I'm ready to start the hat. So if you take out your 11-inch tall by 10-inch wide hat fleece, I'm using purple. See if I can get the tape off. There it goes. So I've got two pieces here. Lay them right on top of each other. And then I'm going to fold them in half like that to find the middle here. And I'm going to take my chalk writer from Dollar Tree and put a little white spot there in the middle. If I'm getting it, there we go. Like that. It's a pretty simple hat. You just want to start at the corner here and cut all the way to the white spot. Like that. And then we just want to fold them back like that and glue it together. Now I'll do the other side. Now we're going to turn our hat right side out. I'm going to put a little polyester fiber fill in there. I want to turn it up a little bit on the bottom on this one, on the hat. Just turn it up 3/4 of an inch. Like that. And then we can get it glued on. We'll just glue it on the top of the nose. I'll let that set up and then I'll glue it right here on the back. So the hat's all glued on. I glued it on the sides and the front and the back. And I want to take the ears. These ears have wires in them. So I'm going to use my wire cutter. Let's see if I can snap the wire in there. There we go. Oh, I'll just use my craft scissors and cut that off. And then I want to pull them back together like that. And put a rubber band around the bottom to hold the shape. Now what you want to do is take your sharp scissors. Well, that would be my gold scissors. They have the little pointed tips on them. And you want to cut a hole in each side like that. I'm just deciding if I have them big enough. That should be about right. I'll cut a little bit of this off so it's not so messy when I get the glue on there. And then we just want to put some glue around the bottom of the ears. We'll want to put it right into the hole there, which I think needs to be just a little bit bigger. Like that. And then we'll do the other side. So they're about 1 inch slits in the sides. and we'll let those set up. So the ears are set up, and I decided to give her the basket on the front. I'm going to glue that right on this stub on the front here, like that. So I'll just put the glue right on here. Just want to cover up that stub. And I'll let that set up. I've got the basket glued onto the front. She's looking pretty cute. Now, what we need to do is put on the flower on the hat. So I went ahead and made these little flower cutouts like this, 4 petals, and I just turn them in the different directions so you can see them like that, and I glue them together. Like that. And then we'll just glue that on. Right in the middle. I hope I am. And then we'll glue the flower in the middle of that. And we'll let that set up. This is how she turned out. This is how Hopsy looks. The only last thing that you could do now is to put some twinkles on her nose and hands if you want to. It would look like this, like Flopsy's over here. If you did that, it's kind of tough and makes them completely different hands and nose. So it's up to you if you wanted to use that or not. And this is how they look. All 3 of them together. This is how they're going to look in my foyer with their little babies. If you see the babies sticking out there. I thought they turned out pretty cute. So if you like this video, make sure to like. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe.